if you've been trying to shift, oh my god, let me put you onto something. This guided meditation changed my life. And I usually hate guided meditations. But oh my god, if you've been trying to shift, this is your sign. Use this meditation. Here, this is the title. Share this around.
Hey guys, I'm just here to let you know that the law of assumption works without fail perfectly every fucking time. If you don't know what it is, I will link the documents that I learned everything from. You really just have to read it. But I just thought I would tell a little story about how it worked for me today. And just a reminder, this can be applied to shifting. You can get to your desired reality through law of assumption. So, this morning my dad was so fucking mad. He was so angry. He was screaming to the point where I was just like, I can't fucking be here. I have to leave. So I got in my car and I drove an hour out into the woods and I played around in the forest for about an hour. And the whole time I was there, I was just making fake scenarios in my head of like us arguing and the stuff I would say if we were in an argument. But I was like, why am I doing that? I'm the fucking creator. I create my reality with my thoughts. So I was like, okay, when I get home, dad's going to be extremely happy, extremely peaceful, very much no yelling, very happy with me. I get home, we peacefully and calmly talked out our feelings for 2 hours, and then he suggested that we watch Harry Potter together, a movie that he absolutely is hated on me for liking and enjoying.
Hey y'all, I'm going to be doing a shifting demonstration outside, so y'all can So a lot of y'all are like really focused on like the journey part of your shifting instead of the actual result, which is like you being in your desired reality. And instead y'all are like focusing on like methods that you're using and stuff. So like, I'll get to the point. I am holding a baseball bat. And basically y'all are like focusing on like looking at like the process. The process is down here. And like you can't like can't balance the baseball bat when you're focusing like on the bottom part. And when I'm focusing on the top half of the baseball bat, which is me being in my desired reality, then I'm able to keep it still. So yeah, basically moral of the story is focus on the results, not the process. Focus on you actually being in your desired reality, and that's what's gonna help you shift.
Hey, are you shifting? Okay, then don't scroll. Got some questions for you. After each question, you can stop, wait to answer it, and then go on, okay? Okay, first question. Think of somebody in your DR. Why are they so valuable to you? And why are you so valuable to them? 2, think of a random memory. It could be anything from when you were a child in your DR. Was it a good memory? Was it bad? But why is it one of your core memories? Do you have any random scars? Like maybe you fell on your face when you were really young and now you have a cut on your chin. Any random things that kind of signify where you came from. And finally, who are you important to? And why are you so important to them?
Master of Minecraft, never played Minecraft. Look at my Minecraft things. Be on my Halo teams. Look at my Sonic ring. Oh God, don't push me. I had Ugon.
Okay, this is a very important tip that I wish I would have known before, but let me tell you guys. When you're in the process of shifting and you tell yourself or you ask yourself, have I shifted? Maybe I should open my eyes. Maybe I should check. If you're not sure, most likely you haven't shifted yet, and you could lose all your progress if you open your eyes. I remember each time I shifted, when I opened my eyes, I wasn't questioning whether I shifted or not. I actually thought that I was waking up in my bed the next morning. So, you know how in the morning when you wake up, you don't tell yourself to open your eyes? That's kind of how it is with shifting. So, never open your eyes while you're shifting. Your body will do it automatically. I know it's kind of frustrating considering it's out of your control, but it really helps. So when you're shifting, don't open your eyes.
Ayo reality shifters, if you want to shift, listen the fuck up. Have you not shifted to your DR yet? Well, I got a new method for you. I spent 2 hours building this method specifically for people who haven't shifted before. I call it the universe method, spelled exactly as my username. You can pause and read through this if it helps you. You can also screenshot. But yes, here's my method. I built it specifically for people who haven't shifted before. On the first day I came out with this method, 3 people shifted with it, and more people have shifted since then. If you try out my method, please promote it and tell me how you did with it.
I just felt like I should mention this to anyone who's meaning to shift somewhere. If you don't know, I shifted for the first time last night. Very exciting. But I think the thing that got me to shift was the fact that I genuinely believed I was going to shift there, and I was almost scared of it. And I'm not saying you should be scared of shifting somewhere, but I was scared because I thought I was going to do it. And when I'm trying to shift to Hogwarts, I just want to do it. I don't actually believe I'm going to do it. I do now, but I didn't actually believe I was going to do it. So I think changing that mindset is quite important. And I know it takes time to change this mindset, and I know a lot of people say that, but I just thought I should really make sure it's known, because I think that really helped me.
What happened at my first blue ball spoiler? It was a mess.
Well, looky here, what do we have? Another pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know that I'm a wolf and she's clothing, cause at the end of the night, it is her I'll be holding. I love you so, hey, that's what you'll say. You'll tell me, baby, please don't go away. But when I play, I never stay. So every girl that I meet, yeah, this is what I say. Run away, baby, before I put my spell on you. You better get away, darling, cause everything you heard is true. Your poor little heart will end up alone, cause Lord knows I'm a road.
This video is about how I shifted for the first time and what worked for me. I slept for the whole night and woke up in the morning using an alarm. While I was half awake, I reread my script. In this time you can meditate, watch HP related videos, or watch edits. I've heard some people even read a Harry Potter related Wattpad before shifting too. Then using the Raven method, I laid in a star position and counted to 100 while using subliminals, affirmations, and visualizing. I didn't expect to shift and went in with a I don't care mentality. I also had no more motivation, and I wasn't really that obsessed with shifting anymore. And yes, shifting gets easier when you do it more. I don't use a method anymore since I don't need to do that much now. Also, please don't try to shift too much. It takes a lot of energy. I recommend attempting 2 to 3 times a week. Don't exhaust yourself. You just need to find what works for you.
All my shifters, stop scrolling for a hot sec. I'm probably going to change your life. I watched this series on YouTube. I think the guy's name is Gary. I don't exactly know. But he basically talks about this CIA document about shifting that was written in 1983 and released to the public in 2003. This YouTube series by this guy, it's crazy. It is so cool. He talks about like the science behind shifting and how the US Army tried to militarize shifting. Okay, if that doesn't prove to you that shifting is real, then I don't know what will. I'm going to link the series in my link tree right now. I highly recommend that all of you go watch this series. It's a 4-part series. I think the shortest video is 5 minutes and the longest video is 20, so.
A lot of you guys are confused about turning off the left side of your brain. It's the analytical side of your brain. And for some people, it's going to be a bigger struggle because that's their dominant side of the brain, like me. So here are some things to do before attempting to shift and turning it off, and during. So we all know the right side of your brain is the creative side, the crazy side, you know. Art is a form of creativity. Anything to do with art, instruments, drawing, painting, anything like that beforehand honestly helps. Listening to subliminals, theta waves, your favorite music that reminds you of your DR, all of it. During the process and before the process, it all helps. Huge tip, meditation. It relaxes your body, it clears your mind. Definitely meditate before attempting to shift. Counting sounds a lot like the Raven method, but counting, it actually helps. Like while you're in that comfortable position, waiting to fall into the sleep state, counting. Don't overthink it. I hope that helped.
I had a revelation and I think we should talk about it. If you're a shifter by now, you're probably familiar with manifesting, the law of attraction, and the law of assumption. What is the law of assumption? Well, the law of assumption is things you believe, feel, and consent to. Every night, if you go to bed saying to yourself, I will wake up in my DR bed, you will eventually do it. If you go to bed with that assumption and that intention, it will happen, because that's how manifesting and that's how law of attraction works. The main trigger as to why we're not shifting is the fact we obsess over it too much, and that's probably the biggest trigger. When you obsess over something, it causes a blockage in your brain, and that's what's causing us to not shift. The time I did shift was when I had no intention of shifting and I was just listening to music, and then it happened. We overthink what needs to be done because that's what we've been told, but it's not true.
You don't need a script, you don't need a method, and you don't need a subliminal. You just need yourself. All your experiences are driven by assumption. You are using your imagination to drive the assumptions which can create your state of being. I know this doesn't really make sense. I'm just trying to explain it as best I can. What I'm saying is if you go to bed and say, I will wake up in my DR bedroom, you're manifesting it, so eventually you will. And that's all you need.
Anyone care to explain to me why I've been trying to shift for literally like months now, and today I take a 20-minute nap and I shift? Was I trying to? No. Did I? Yes. And I just don't.
Attention reality shifters.
Oh, let's talk the Lifa app. So the Lifa app is an app that only exists in DRs. So when you open the app, and this is how it is for me, it could totally be different for y'all. For me, when I opened the app for the first time, it had a screen that was like detailing the app. It was like, this is your Lifa app. Nobody can, ow my fuck! Nobody but you can get into the app. Nobody will be able to see it unless you want them to or allow them to. So if someone's on your phone, they won't see it. And it has like different categories. So it has like CR life or OR life, desired reality, clones, makeup, hair, food, money, all that stuff. It's fucking awesome. And it can show you your script.
Hey besties, so if you're trying to shift and you have not successfully shifted yet, this video is for you. So I feel like a lot of people struggle with when they're trying to shift and fall asleep. They feel like they have to move, or you like have to move like when you're trying to fall asleep. And with most methods, you can't move while you're trying to shift, because if you move, then that signals to your brain that you're still in your body and that you're still in this reality, when what you're trying to do is trick your brain to thinking you're already in your DR. But there's a way that you can move around as much as you want while you're trying to fall asleep. So this method is called the intent method, and all you're going to do is right before you fall asleep, say, I intend to wake up in my desired reality. That's it, and then you'll wake up in your DR. I hope this helps.
Okay, shifters, stop scrolling. If you haven't shifted yet, you need to hear this. So I'm watching these videos right now of this guy who is analyzing the CIA documents about like the gateway process shifting, and I just realized something, and my mind is kind of blown right now, just in general. So he's talking about how we are electrical, like everything about us, like we're all like nerves, our brain stimulation, like we are electrical fully. So shifting is like sending a text message. Like, okay, so we send the text message and it like goes through like all this wire, like I don't know, and it gets to the other person's phone, right? That's like us, like we are electrical, we are the text message being sent to a different like reality, like sending to another phone, and we're not worried about it because we know the text message is gonna get there. Like, don't worry about shifting, like we're gonna get to the other.
Hold my calls. Sun nuggets, solar babies, La Uva Loca, California's finest, all for you to smoke out.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Constantinople lives in Istanbul, not Constantinople. So if you've a date in Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why they changed it, I can't say. People just liked it better than.
If you've been struggling with shifting, stick with me for a second. I have an exercise that I want you to try. It's a manifestation exercise. What you're going to do is you're going to create a script for your current reality. Like say where you go to school, what you do, what you look like, who your family is, who your friends are. It can be as broad or as specific as you want it to be. Just make a general script for your current reality. At the end of that script, like you would do rules for your desired reality, I want you to do rules for this reality. I don't care what kind of rules you put in there, it really doesn't matter. But there's 2 things I want you to put in there. 1, you are confident in your shifting abilities. Write it in there. 2, shifting comes naturally to you. Shifting does come naturally, but just write it in the script. Now you can meditate with this or just leave it around. But know that that's now in your script for your current reality.
I'm gonna go more in depth with this mindset right now. Okay, if you are relying on the universe to let you shift, you're not gonna shift. You need to understand that you are in control, and I know it's hard to not care, I know, but the less you care, the easier it is, I promise. I forgot their username, but this is how one of my mutuals explained it. I have a video of it stitched, but I'm just gonna say it again. Shifting is like sneezing. If you try to force it, it's not gonna happen. So, like, if you're trying so hard and you're thinking, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, you're gonna fail. Because if you're trying to sneeze, and you're like, I'm gonna sneeze, it goes away. That's why you say don't acknowledge the symptom, because if you're like, I'm gonna have symptoms, I'm having symptoms, they're gonna go away. But when you're about to sneeze and you don't say anything, you just let it happen, then you sneeze. So the less you acknowledge your symptoms, the more symptoms you're gonna get and you're gonna shift. Please stop overcomplicating it, please. Just whatever, don't care, just don't care.
Hey, you've already probably shifted. Let me tell you why. Has this ever happened to you?
Ring, I'm an alarm. I'm gonna wake up soon. What outfit am I gonna wear? What am I gonna eat for breakfast?
Clothes,
Ring, don't you dare snooze.
My hair's a mess. Alright. So, accidental shifts happen. They're a thing. This is crooked. Hold on. I think I fixed it. I don't know. If you want to learn more about the differences between lucid dreaming and shifting, go ahead and check this video out right there. So why do we do this? I have a theory. Sometimes we will ourselves to do something unconsciously. Like I was thinking about getting ready for my day so much that I shifted to another reality by accident to do it. Just remember that your brain is powerful and shifting is just one of the many ways to harness that power consciously. As always, if you have any questions, let me know.
No, you know what? I'm shifting right now.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
Okay guys, I want to share with you my #1 shifting tip, and I think without it I would not have been able to shift. A common misconception that people think is that you should not doubt shifting at all and you should think it is real 100%, which is impossible. The key thing that I did was accept that I had doubts. It didn't matter how many people said they had shifted, I needed to experience it for myself to know it was real. I mean, come on, it seems way too good to be true. I'm telling you right now that shifting is real because I experienced it, but you don't know that unless you experience it yourself, and you need to know that that's okay. So if you ever find yourself doubting while trying to shift, just tell yourself, I know that I'm doubting and I know that it's okay, and then just let it go, because you will shift. I promise, and doubting is okay.
I've gotten a lot of questions like this, and I'm going to answer it here. So basically, I've had doubts. I've been trying for 4 or 5 months, and I've had nothing but doubts. What caused me to not shift is toxic positivity. I believe because of TikTok misinformation that you couldn't have doubts. So anytime I had a doubt, I would ignore it. I would say, oh no, that's wrong. But that did nothing but make it worse. So what instead you can do, and what I started doing, let's say you have doubts, you don't think it's real, or you don't think you're gonna be able to do it. Acknowledge them, realize, find every doubt you have, and just acknowledge it. It's there, you know, you can't get rid of it in that moment. Think about why you have those doubts. Get to the root of why you're having those doubts. The root of my problem was I didn't fully believe in shifting. Then you want to counter it, or at least that's what I did. Instead of saying, what if I can't do it? Ask, what if I can? Instead of what if it's not real, what if it is?
Okay, I am going to tell you guys exactly what I do on the days that I successfully shift. And this is a pattern that I have seen a lot. And the more that I do these things, the more I shift. And there hasn't been a night where I tried to shift and haven't when I've done these things. So first and foremost, you have to have a calm mindset. So if you're having a bad day or if you're stressed out about anything, maybe wait until you're having a good day or you're not so stressed. I always find that I shift best when I drink water. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. And you don't have to drink a lot. This, I probably drink 4 a day and I'm fine. So don't overdo it. I always always have to take a shower before I shift. I just need to feel clean. So make sure that you've had a pretty decent day, you're not stressed, you drink some water and take a shower.
This is a great question. Your best bet when shifting is going to be with an I don't care mindset. Obviously you care if you shift, but if you go with this mindset that it's not really a big deal if you shift or not, then you're not putting too much pressure on yourself. So if you're like, yeah, I can shift, but if I don't shift, it's no big deal. That way you're not pushing the universe, so the universe has to pull back. Remember, the universe strives to create balance. If you imbalance it by pushing too hard, it's going to pull and not let it happen. Just let it happen naturally and kind of go with an I don't care attitude, with moderation, of course.
What the fuck is we doing?
Welcome to things that might actually help you from someone who's actually shifted before. If you are trying to shift to your desired reality, stick around. If you're not, you can go. Peace out, baby. Nice seeing you. So let's get this right off the bat. Take it with a grain of salt. Not everything I'm going to tell you will work for you. It worked for me. But the first thing we're going to talk about on this new series is to stop trying so hard. I know that's always recommended to do methods and meditation and shower and hydrate and clean your room and do your homework before you try and shift. Y'all really be doing the most. You don't need to do literally any of that at all. And it took me a minute to even realize that. I don't like saying how long it took me, but just know it wasn't a hot second. It didn't instantly happen for me. But the first step of actually getting there was to stop doing so much. You don't need a method. You don't need to do this, that, and the other thing. And if you want me to elaborate, part 2.
See, the thing is, I know shifting can be exhausting because you're like, why am I not shifting? I've been trying so long. It takes different amount of time for everybody, and you're gonna shift. Just keep at it, don't give up. Picture your DR while I sing this. Visualize it, embrace it. I was running far away, would I run off the wall someday? Nobody knows, nobody knows. I was dancing in the rain, I felt alive and I can't complain. But now take me home where I belong. I can't take it anymore. You're gonna shift. I'm not just another shift talker telling you, oh, you're gonna shift, you're gonna shift. I never thought I was gonna shift, and I did. And you're gonna too. You just don't give up, because waiting, as long as you're waiting, is so worth it. I promise you.